Welcome to today's lesson on aerobic respiration, where we will explore the critical process by which cells source energy through the reaction of glucose and oxygen. In today's lesson, we will cover three key areas. Firstly, understanding that aerobic respiration is an exothermic reaction. Secondly, knowing the equation for aerobic respiration, including the chemical symbols of the compounds involved. And finally, discovering the role of the energy released through respiration. Let's dive into the fascinating world of aerobic respiration, a key process that powers nearly all living organisms. From plants to animals, aerobic respiration is essential for life. First, let's define what it is. Aerobic respiration is a series of chemical reactions that occur in the cells of organisms to release energy from glucose. This process is described as exothermic, meaning it releases energy to the surrounding environment. This energy powers various cellular functions and keeps organisms alive. Now let's look at the reaction formula for aerobic respiration. The basic formula for aerobic respiration can be represented as glucose plus oxygen, which becomes carbon dioxide plus water. Chemically, this can be written using the molecular symbols like this. In this reaction, one molecule of glucose reacts with 6 molecules of oxygen to produce 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of water. Let's look at the details. For our reactants, we have glucose, which is a simple sugar that serves as the primary energy source. We also have oxygen, a gas that is inhaled by animals and absorbed from the environment by plants. Next, for our products, we have carbon dioxide, a gas that is exhaled by animals and released to the environment. And water, which is produced as a byproduct and utilized by the body, or released. We'll now look at the role of the mitochondria and how energy is used. Aerobic respiration occurs in specialized cell structures called mitochondria. Mitochondria are rod-shaped organelles found in almost all eukaryotic cells, including those of plants and animals. You may have heard your teacher refer to the mitochondria as the powerhouse of the cell due to their role in energy production. The mitochondria have adaptations which make them suited to aerobic respiration. They have a highly folded inner membrane that increases the surface area for the enzymes needed for respiration. The larger surface area ensures that cells can release large amounts of energy efficiently. The energy released from aerobic respiration serves several critical functions. These include building molecules. Cells use the energy to synthesize larger molecules from smaller ones. For example, amino acids are built into proteins. Energy is also used for muscle contraction in animals. This is necessary not just for voluntary movements, like walking or lifting, but also for essential involuntary actions, such as the heartbeat and breathing. In mammals and birds, energy from respiration helps maintain a constant internal body temperature. This is vital for keeping the animal warm, especially when the external environment is cold. Understanding aerobic respiration is important, not just for academic purposes, but for practical applications. For instance, knowing how respiration impacts muscle function can help athletes optimize their training. Similarly, understanding how energy is released and utilized can aid in developing treatments for metabolic diseases such as diabetes. Before we conclude, let's consider the historical background of the process of aerobic respiration.
Hello, I'm Otto Warburg. In 1931, I had the honor of receiving the Nobel Prize for my work on cellular respiration. My research provided crucial insights into the mechanisms by which cells utilize oxygen to efficiently produce energy. Through my studies, I uncovered fundamental processes that are essential for sustaining life, and I take pride in knowing that my discoveries have had a lasting impact on our understanding of cellular metabolism and contribute to our knowledge of how life functions at its most basic level.
To sum up, aerobic respiration is a series of chemical reactions that occur in the cells of organisms to release energy from glucose. We learned that aerobic respiration is an exothermic reaction that transforms glucose and oxygen into carbon dioxide and water, whilst releasing energy to its surroundings. The equation for aerobic respiration is glucose, and oxygen is turned into carbon dioxide and water. And we also looked at the chemical equation for this process. We then looked at the energy in aerobic respiration, where we learned that this process takes place in the mitochondria of cells and is vital for various functions such as building molecules, muscle contraction, and temperature regulation. Mastering these concepts will give you a greater appreciation of how living organisms harness and utilize energy to sustain life.